Hashtag African Civet, nature's stealthy survivor. Deep within the shadows of Africa's diverse landscapes, a mysterious creature moves with silent grace through the darkness. The African civet, Civetictis civetta represents one of nature's most enigmatic survivors, a species that has mastered the art of existing between worlds, neither fully feline nor canine, but something uniquely its own. This remarkable carnivore has carved out a distinctive niche in African ecosystems, demonstrating extraordinary adaptability while maintaining an air of mystery that has captivated naturalists for centuries. Hashtag the master of disguise. The African civet's appearance is a masterpiece of natural camouflage. Measuring between 60 to 84 centimeters in body length, with an additional 34 to 47 centimeters of tail, this medium-sized mammal weighs anywhere from 7 to 20 kilograms. Their most striking feature is their coat, a complex tapestry of spots, stripes, and bands that creates perfect camouflage in their varied habitats. The base color ranges from pale yellow to dark brown, adorned with black spots that transition into stripes along the legs and bands around the tail. Their elongated snout, pointed ears, and distinctive facial markings create a mask-like appearance around their eyes, earning them comparison to raccoons despite their African heritage. Perhaps most notable is their erectile crest of long, coarse hair running along their spine, which they raise when threatened or excited, making them appear larger and more formidable to potential predators or rivals. The civet's body structure reflects its versatile lifestyle. Their legs are relatively short but muscular, perfectly adapted for both terrestrial locomotion and climbing. Their semi-retractable claws provide excellent grip on various surfaces, while their plantigrade gait, walking on the whole foot, like humans and bears, offers stability and stealth as they navigate their nocturnal world. Hashtag Masters of the Night. African civets are quintessentially nocturnal creatures, emerging from their daytime hideouts as darkness falls to begin their nightly hunts. This nocturnal lifestyle has shaped every aspect of their biology and behavior. Their large, sensitive ears can detect the slightest rustle of prey moving through vegetation, while their keen sense of smell guides them to food sources and helps them navigate their territory. During daylight hours, civets retreat to dense vegetation, hollow logs, or abandoned burrows where they rest in safety. Their choice of daytime shelter varies with the season and availability, demonstrating remarkable flexibility in their habitat requirements. This adaptability has been crucial to their survival across Africa's changing landscapes. Their nocturnal nature also serves as protection from many predators. While adult civets face threats from leopards, lions, and large birds of prey, their nighttime activity patterns help them avoid many daytime hunters. Young civets are more vulnerable, facing additional threats from smaller predators like caracals and servals. Hashtag Omnivorous Opportunists. One of the African civet's greatest survival advantages lies in their remarkably diverse diet. These opportunistic omnivores have developed feeding strategies that allow them to exploit virtually every available food source in their environment. Their diet includes insects, small mammals, birds, eggs, reptiles, amphibians, fish, fruits, berries, and even carrion when available. This dietary flexibility means civets can thrive in environments where more specialized feeders might struggle. During the wet season, when insects are abundant, they may focus heavily on beetles, grasshoppers, and termites. Their strong jaws and sharp teeth are well suited for crushing the hard exoskeletons of insects and the shells of snails and crabs. Fruit forms a significant portion of their diet, particularly during dry seasons when animal prey may be scarcer. They show a particular fondness for figs, berries, and fallen fruits, often becoming important seed dispersers in their ecosystems. This role as seed dispersers makes them valuable contributors to forest regeneration and plant community dynamics. Their hunting strategy combines patience with opportunism. They move methodically through their territory, investigating every potential food source with their sensitive nose and using their excellent hearing to locate prey. When hunting small mammals or birds, they employ a stalking approach, moving slowly and silently before making a quick pounce. Hashtag Chemical Communication Masters. perhaps no aspect of African civet behavior is more fascinating than their sophisticated system of chemical communication. Civets possess perineal glands that produce a strong-smelling secretion known as civetone. This musky substance serves multiple functions in civet society, acting as a territorial marker, a means of individual identification, and a component of reproductive communication. The secretion is deposited at regular marking posts throughout their territory, typically on elevated surfaces like logs, rocks, or termite mounds. These scent marks create a complex olfactory map that other civets can read like a newspaper, providing information about the marker's identity, reproductive status, health, and the timing of their passage. Interestingly, this same secretion that plays such a crucial role in civet society has been valued by humans for centuries. Civetone has been used in traditional medicine and, more controversially, as a base note in expensive perfumes. The ethical implications of this use have led to the development of synthetic alternatives, though traditional harvesting practices still occur in some regions. #territorial behavior and social structure. African civets are primarily solitary animals, with each individual maintaining a territory that provides adequate resources for survival. Territory sizes vary considerably based on habitat quality and resource availability, ranging from just a few square kilometers in rich environments to over 20 square kilometers in more marginal areas. Males typically maintain larger territories than females, and territorial boundaries often overlap, particularly between males and females during the breeding season. Despite their solitary nature, civets are not antisocial. They engage in complex communication through scent marking, vocalizations, and occasional direct encounters. Their territorial behavior is most active during the early evening hours when they patrol boundaries, refresh scent marks, and assess the status of neighboring territories. This patrolling behavior serves not only to maintain territorial claims but also to monitor resource availability and potential threats. #reproduction and life cycle. The reproductive cycle of African civets reflects their adaptability to environmental conditions. In regions with distinct wet and dry seasons, breeding often coincides with periods of abundant food resources, typically during or just before the rainy season. However, in more stable environments, breeding can occur throughout the year. After a gestation period of approximately 60 to 72 days, females give birth to litters of 2 to 4 young in secure dens located in dense vegetation or natural cavities. The newborns are born blind and helpless, weighing only about 60 to 80 grams. Their eyes open at around 2 weeks, and they begin to explore outside the den at about 1 month of age. Maternal care is intensive during the early weeks. The mother provides regular nursing, grooming, and protection while gradually introducing the young to solid food. By 3 months of age, juveniles begin accompanying their mother on foraging trips, learning essential survival skills through observation and practice. Sexual maturity is reached at approximately 1 year of age, though many individuals may not breed until their second year when they have established territories and accumulated sufficient resources for successful reproduction. #habitat and distribution. African civets demonstrate remarkable habitat flexibility, occupying environments ranging from dense rainforests to open savannas, from mountainous regions to coastal areas. This adaptability has allowed them to maintain populations across much of sub-Saharan Africa, from Senegal in the west to Somalia in the east, and south to South Africa. Their habitat requirements are relatively simple: adequate shelter sites for daytime rest, sufficient food resources, and access to water. This flexibility explains their presence in such diverse ecosystems as the Congo Basin rainforests, East African acacia savannas, South African fynbos, and West African woodland savanna mosaics. However, habitat modification and fragmentation pose increasing challenges. While civets can adapt to some level of human disturbance, they require connected landscapes that allow for territorial establishment and gene flow between populations. #conservation status and challenges. Currently, the African civet is classified as least concern by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, reflecting their wide distribution and apparent stable populations across much of their range. However, this status masks regional variations and emerging threats that warrant careful monitoring. The primary conservation challenges facing African civets include habitat loss due to agricultural expansion, urbanization, and infrastructure development. As human populations grow across Africa, natural habitats are increasingly fragmented, potentially isolating civet populations and reducing genetic diversity. Traditional uses of civet secretions continue in some regions, though the impact on wild populations varies significantly. Sustainable harvesting practices exist, but unregulated collection could pose local threats. Climate change presents an emerging challenge, particularly in regions where changing precipitation patterns might affect food availability or alter habitat suitability. The species' adaptability provides some resilience, but extreme changes could challenge even their flexible lifestyle. #Ecological importance. African civets play several important ecological roles that extend far beyond their immediate survival needs. As omnivorous predators, they help control insect populations, potentially reducing pest species that might otherwise damage vegetation or compete with other wildlife. Their role as seed dispersers is particularly significant. By consuming fruits and depositing seeds throughout their territories, civets contribute to forest regeneration and plant community dynamics. Some plant species may depend heavily on civets and other medium-sized mammals for long-distance seed dispersal. As both predator and prey, civets occupy a crucial position in African food webs. They provide food for large carnivores while helping to control populations of small mammals, insects, and other prey species. #The future of Africa's stealthy survivor. The African civet story is one of successful adaptation and resilience in the face of environmental challenges. Their flexible diet, adaptable behavior, and secretive lifestyle have allowed them to persist across diverse African landscapes while many more specialized species have struggled. As Africa continues to develop and human populations expand, the future of the African civet will depend largely on our ability to maintain connected natural habitats and sustainable land use practices. Their adaptability suggests they will continue to find ways to coexist with human activities, provided we leave room for their ecological needs. The civet's success reminds us that sometimes the most unremarkable species, those that avoid the spotlight and adapt quietly to changing conditions, may be the most resilient in our rapidly changing world. In an age of conservation focused on charismatic megafauna, the African civet represents the importance of protecting the entire web of life that makes African ecosystems function. Through continued research and conservation efforts, we can ensure that future generations will continue to share the African landscape with these remarkable nocturnal survivors, maintaining the ecological complexity that makes Africa's natural heritage so extraordinarily rich. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos.